Good evening, ma'am and sir. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I hope you are all having a wonderful evening. I'm Sony, the host and program lead of this event. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all the participants present here today on behalf of IEEE Education Society YP Committee and IEEE Professional Communication Society YP Committee. Today we are delighted to have two amazing sessions. The first talk on overview of IEEE.TV and its opportunities by Dr. Prashant sir, and our second talk will be on securing immersive experiences, communication in extended reality worlds by Dr. Megha ma'am. The talk will be followed by a Q&A session where the participants can ask their questions in the chat and they will be taken up by a speaker, and finally feedback link will be shared and then photo session will be taken. Before introducing first speaker of this session, I would like to click a picture with our first speaker. For that, I request you all to turn on your cameras. Participants, please can you turn on your cameras? Thank you, Avinash. Introducing our distinguished first speaker of today's event, by Dr. Prashant sir. Dr. Prashant sir is working as Vice Chairman, Internal Quality Assurance Cell, and Associate Professor of Computer Science and Engineering at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham University, Coimbatore, India. He has over 22 years of teaching, research, mentoring, training, consultancy, and academic administration experience. He has taught in academic programs in the USA and Europe at the University of California, San Diego, and University of Trento, Italy, and Sofia University, Bulgaria, and as an Erasmus Fellow. He has written 6 books, 2 edited books, 1 book chapter, and over 50 publications in reputed journals, books, and conferences. He has mentored student teams that have won 40 plus premier international and national competitions like the European Union Urban Mobility Hackathon, IEEE Humanitarian Technology Challenge, Smart India Hackathon, TCS Digital Twin Challenge, and represented India as part of the national hackathon team for the Singapore India Hackathon, and felicitated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji. He has also been ranked as the top innovation mentor in India by Atal Innovation Mission and the top performing innovation ambassador of the Ministry of Education's Innovation Council. Uh, he has been serving as a chairman of Amrita's Internal Quality Assurance Cell since 2009. He has coordinated 3 cycles of NAC accreditation, NBA accreditation, and NIRF rankings, and served as UGC Nodal Officer for the university, a resourceful organizer, and has the distinction of organizing the top 4 student events in India of major professional bodies, namely IEEE, CSI, IETE, and ACM. Let's hear his invaluable insights into the evolution and educational prospects of IEEE.TV and its opportunities. We are glad to have you, sir. Thank you. Please take over the session, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for the very warm introduction. Respected Dr. Megha, other colleagues on the call. I see my good friend Professor Navneeta Krishnan on the call, my friend Sai Prashant, and other members of the EDSOC, the IEEE Education Society, young professionals, the IEEE other OUs, organizational units of IEEE involved in this event, and so on. So very good evening to you. I guess all of you are in India. I believe you are in London. So it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I want to share some slides. I won't be taking more than 20 minutes on what I'm going to talk about. Is one very exciting opportunity from IEEE, an exciting avenue of IEEE, but not so well known to most of the members of IEEE itself. Am I audible? Are you able to see the slides? Can you please
Yes, sir.
confirm? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I have been an IEEE volunteer for more than a decade and a half. I have served in various positions at the section level, at the student branch level, moved on to the regional level, and of course now in the on the board of the MGA, or the Membership and Geographical Activities Committee. I started as a student branch counselor of the university's IEEE student branch way back in 2006 or 5. I don't recall exactly. 2006 or 5. I started as a student branch counselor, moved on to the Madras section as an office bearer, as the chair of publications. And so many events I've been doing as part of IEEE, but last 4 years I've been editing the Region 10 newsletter, and last couple of years I've been the chair of the IEEE TV Advisory Committee. I also serve as the associate editor of the IEEE Potentials, which is the student magazine of IEEE. So, and I understand this is the EDSOC. EDSOC is the main event. I've been very much associated with IEEE Education Society in the India Council. I used to be the vice chair and secretary, and incidentally, I have a connect with EDSOC, or Educational Society, that the first time the India Council EDSOC chapter won the Global Chapter Achievement Award. That was when I was the vice chair. So that's a lot. It's so exciting to be contributing to Education Society activities. So I want to demystify this IEEE TV. This is a wonderful avenue from IEEE for the benefit of its members primarily, as also the community at large. And I chair the advisory committee of the IEEE TV. So we have a committee, an advisory committee of folks from various parts of the world. Uh, Teresa Brunasso is the Region 3 director. She's the R3 director, but she serves on our committee. Witold Kinsner was the R7, the Region 7, formerly Region 7 director. He's a professor of computer science in Canada. Vidya Sagar is based in India, and the Sinati Loy is also from Region 7. He's the treasurer nominee into the committee. So we have a mix of people. And of course, Mini represents the IEEE MELCC. I'm sure you folks know about the Member Engagement and Life Cycle Committee. She represents the MELCC in our committee. So our role is basically to support the IEEE TV, which, as I mentioned, is actually a good avenue, but somehow it is not so much well known in the IEEE universe. I would say IEEE universe, because IEEE is a very vast organization with so many regions, organizational units, chapters, student branches, society chapters, councils. It's a huge organization, and in fact, it's not a homogeneous organization. It's a massive organization with its share of complexities. So what we do is we help the IEEE staff, TV staff who are based in Piscataway in New Jersey. We help them with their work. We try to get them opportunities. We try to advise them on how to engage with the member community at large. I see many of you are from different society, Professional Communication Society, women. I'm not WIE, but I understand the ComSoc. You're from the ComSoc's Women Cell, WICE, Professional Society. Communication Society, the what should I say, the EDSOC, or the Educational Society. So we try to help understand the requirements of the members at large, the various organizational units, and try to escalate these requirements to the IEEE TV staff. So the TV staff are based in the IEEE headquarters at Piscataway in New Jersey. In fact, I was there a couple of weeks back. We had some board meetings. I just came back to India a week back. And what we do is, what I want to impress upon you folks is that how you can contribute to this IEEE TV. That will be the main focus of my presentation. Unlike Dr. Megha, who's going to be talking about a very exciting cutting edge technology, I'm just going to be giving you some information and volunteering opportunities, so as to speak. So our staff, we have a very limited staff number in the headquarters, but these are the people who are in the staff team. So what is IEEE TV? IEEE TV is basically a wing. It's basically an award-winning internet-based television network, which essentially produces and delivers special interest programming about technology and engineering for the benefits of the IEEE members and the general public. So basically, it's a television network completely hosted on the internet, on the cloud, and it features a lot of videos about technology, about IEEE events, IEEE OUs, and of course, the cutting edge stuff in engineering. And most of it is available for the general public, but some things are only for the members. So we have two pillars, so as to speak. One is we do IEEE TV does live production covering the IEEE events and live streaming major IEEE events. However, this is probably not the major activity of IEEE TV. The major activity is hosting videos from the members, from the organizational units of IEEE. That is the lion's share of our activity. Now, the reason why I say so that the hosting videos is the bigger pillar as compared to the production and live streaming is because we are constrained by this number of staff who are available for the same. See, you know that IEEE is present in 190 countries, but the budget does not allow for, as you know, it's a very tightly coupled budget and stuff. So the IEEE TV folks are only able to do the video production and the live streaming of maybe 2 or 3 events, maybe 5 events in a month. That is the bandwidth that they have. They don't have the bandwidth to live stream each and every event. And obviously they are based in the US, maybe North America. They are today, in fact, the team they just checked into the hotel a few hours in Ottawa. I'm sure some of you know that the Sections Congress is happening in Ottawa in Canada as we speak. So they just checked in there and they are doing a live streaming of the event. So basically the IEEE's TV production is limited to a few 2 to 5 events per month, and primarily they focus on very big events of IEEE, like something concerned with the IEEE president wants to talk to people, live streaming that, producing that, Sections Congress, WICS Honors Summit, IEEE Award Ceremony, very few events they can do a live stream. Having said that, we are hoping for a significant expansion of the IEEE TV capabilities, hiring more staff, and perhaps we are even in the long run, we are even seeing if we can have a crew, an IEEE TV crew in every major city major country where IEEE is operating. Like, China has an IEEE council, India has an IEEE council. We have an office in Bangalore, as many of you know. We are exploring the possibility we can employ and hire crew in all parts where IEEE has a significant presence. So this is on the works, but it may not. I don't know when it's going to happen. That's what we are looking at. Now, as mentioned, the lion's share of activity is IEEE TV. The content is primarily the videos. And we are not so recent. IEEE TV was perhaps started almost a decade or back or so. And now we have 6,600 highly technical, cutting-edge videos that are hosted on our platform. We have, similar to YouTube, we have We are organizing the videos into channels. Some of the channels are geographical in nature. I mean, like region 7 events, region 10 events. Some of them are society based, IEEE education society, and some of them are even country based or organizational units based. And we also have communities which we have formed out of these channels. So it's very similar to, I mean, you can say that it's akin to YouTube, but YouTube, the scale is much higher. We are very exclusive. We have very exclusive content which is coming from the IEEE organizational units and the events that are organized by the IEEE organizational units in terms of conferences, seminars, or interviews, and that kind of thing. So it's probably, you can say it's similar to YouTube in that sense, that we host a lot of videos, 6,600 plus videos, and in 79 channels. But significantly, every year we are adding a lot of videos, and this is going to expand. Now we are supported. We have some advertising revenue because not like YouTube. I mean, YouTube is massive. We are not competing with YouTube at all, because YouTube has got its own monetization model. But we are supported by corporate sponsors. Boeing has been one of our sponsors in the past, and we are also looking at revenue in the sense that there are some people who want to advertise on the IEEE TV platform, because it reaches a very niche audience. It's not everybody. I mean, all of us know I have a YouTube channel which has got my technical videos and the lectures that I give in keynote addresses. I probably have a few hundred or thousand subscribers, but if I were doing a cookery show, I would have got a million subscribers. So YouTube is kind of all over the map. So we are not competing with YouTube. We are kind of giving a very specialized service. Now, having said that, we have a lot of very cutting edge videos are there. Very good videos from our events on renewable energy, biomedical engineering, recycling. So many excellent videos are there, highly technical, highly focused, from very celebrity speakers, distinguished speakers, and so on. Another thing we do is we do some activity for IEEE in the sense the promotion. As you know, the IEEE presidential election is a very competitive election. Even though there are only few candidates, we give them a space to talk about their charter, talk about their mandate and what they're planning. Those kind of things also we do on the side for the benefit of the IEEE organization as a whole. And as I mentioned, we are only doing very major signature events, like we recently did the VIX Honors Award ceremony. We are now, the IEEE TV folks are now in Ottawa doing the production of the SC, or the Sections Congress. Very few niche conferences. One of the events that we have been covering very common is the Brooklyn 6G Summit, which is one of the biggest summits on the future of communication technology. And as I mentioned, all of these videos, most of it is available free of cost for anybody, just like YouTube, same model. But because we have IEEE members, we want to give them some privileges, and certain things, certain videos, certain programs, certain features are only available for the members. Now we are still debating whether to restrict or not restrict, but at present we are going with the idea of having almost everything available for everybody. We have our own app. Now we are actually integrating this IEEE TV app with the IEEE app, and it's new browser neutral, in the sense that it doesn't matter if you have an Android phone or a Apple phone, or you have a Mozilla or a Firefox or a Google Chrome. It doesn't matter. It works across all browsers, across all platforms. To give you a pulse of the kind of high value content that we have, just this is the kind of thing we have. Highly technical stuff, like this is what we did. We got content added in the last 3 to 4 months. Very exciting programs, like a chat with Nikola Tesla. I'm sure you know that Tesla died more than many years ago, but that kind of programs, like a documentary. There are some very exciting program done by a professional crew. We also have events, right? IEEE Smart Village, their major event, where they uh, they kind of showcased what they're gonna do, their mandate and so on. We have some keynote addresses, we have technical lectures on very cutting edge technology. All of these are curated in the sense that whatever is given to IEEE TV in terms of the uploading, we are very curating it very properly and ensuring the technical authenticity to some extent, not so much, but we do that kind of curation before we do. Then recently Windsurf is known as the father of the internet. He's now he's the man who behind the internet, is one of the founding fathers. Presently he is the chief evangelist at Google, but he is known for his contribution, and he's an IEEE medal of honor winner. And we have the ceremony where he was like honored. The entire proceedings are only available on IEEE TV. It's not available on YouTube. So that kind of very focused programs are there. Then a lot of technical stuff. There is also a significant channel on career guidance and career progression for student community, how to advance in the career, and so many videos on that. But as I mentioned, only 6,000 videos, but highly technical, highly useful, highly beneficial videos, which are very focused for the members of IEEE and to some extent the general community. If I am a scientist working in a university, I would the videos that I have on technology is very, very exciting, very distinguished lectures. But if I am an IEEE office bearer, or I work in some IEEE organizational unit, I'm a volunteer, I would probably want to see the other stuff. As mentioned, ComSoc, you want to know who are the vice president, who are the candidates for ComSoc. Instead of looking at their profile and doing a Google, they're talking to you and telling you what they are going to do if they become elected as the vice president and stuff like that. So the last year was pretty good, pretty good in the sense that we were able to do many things over the last 2022 was good with success. We had almost 15 very good big production of course, we were also hit by the pandemic, because the pandemic had hit us. Obviously, we couldn't travel a lot, but we still completed 15 major events of IEEE. 15 production projects were there. We completed. We hosted almost 720 20 plus videos last year, and this year we are on course to hit 1,000 plus videos that have done. Almost 110 hours of live streaming. We had very good traction in the social media, almost 20%. So what we did is, I have to credit my former, the chair of the committee, my predecessor, Mr. Bipin Parukur Thomas, who kind of came up, all of us conceptualized an ambassador program. And this ambassador program is something that you can also contribute. I will come to that. But basically, we have champions of IEEE, and they have been able to go within their organizational units and get a lot of videos hosted on the IEEE TV platform. Now, as I mentioned, how can you help? Yes, there are so many opportunities. We had a call for ambassadors. I'm sure some of you can even now apply for ambassadors, but the online portal is closed, but definitely you can drop an email to me, and we can see if you've got the skill set, we can become an ambassador. But basically what we are looking at is an ambassador is somebody who is probably concerned or connected with the information management in your organizational unit, in the sense that you coordinate the website, the social media channels, the videography, photography. Those are the people who are ideally suited to be an ambassador. So we have already, I think this year we have recruited almost 20 ambassadors, I think across 5-6 regions. But we are on the lookout for more ambassadors. If somebody is really excited and they have a lot of videos and stuff like that, please write to me, and I can enroll you as an ambassador. But the idea is, even if you are not an ambassador, the idea is you look for IEEE TV in addition to YouTube. I am not saying you don't go upload your stuff on YouTube. If it is able to get you more views and more and hopefully some monetization, there's no harm. But we are advocating. There are many people who don't want to put it on YouTube because it's lost in the it's a huge what is that, huge archive. It's lost. So many people don't put it on YouTube because they don't expect that to get so many views, and which will end up in monetization. So we are having an IEEE first initiative. Many people are now hosting only on IEEE TV, very niche. But we, as I mentioned, we do a curation. We have to do a curation. Anybody can upload a file. There is a form. If you're an IEEE member, it will ask you for some stuff, some details, which section you are, what you are doing, what are the keywords or the metadata. And any video can be easily uploaded from your computer, which is less than 1 GB. Now, if you have any file that is more than 1 GB, you just write to IEEE TV. Then we have a different way to, currently the software, the various platforms like Drupal, Wowza and all don't accept anything more than a GB, but we can have another method to put videos that are more than 1 GB. We talk to our technical, you write to me, I'll connect you to the technical team and ensure even if the video is more than 1 GB, I will get it uploaded. So that is a wonderful platform. One is you can become an ambassador, write to me, send me your portfolio, how you can contribute, how you can add videos. I'll be more than happy to enroll you as an ambassador and so on. And even if you are not interested in taking up an ambassador role, you can champion the IEEE TV. Everything is available online. Just type IEEE TV and you can upload your videos. And I'm rest assured, you may not get hundreds of views like YouTube, but you will get people who kind of are interested in what you are doing. It opens vistas for collaboration, networking, and that kind of relationships are possible. So that is a big takeaway from the, because it is highly niche curated content. Now another thing is that we are looking, in fact our committee looks for the best practices in the industry, looks for what is needed from the members point of view, the volunteer perspectives, what are the latest developments in terms of internet television production, presentation, marketing, how to build the IEEE brand, how to, like another example is MGA, membership and global geographical activities. Unfortunately, we are concentrated in a few countries. IEEE membership, if you see the pattern, a lot of business in India, China, US. These are few, areas where the lion's share. There are many countries which are underserved. But how do you take IEEE to those people, to the unreached people? Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, parts of Central America, Southern America, Latin America, so as to speak. So we do all those kind of things. We take the inputs from the members and use this platform for the membership growth and so on. And of course, advertising. If you can get help with somebody wants to promote a highly technical product among IEEE members, this is a good platform. It may not have the reach of YouTube, but definitely it has a very good reach in terms of the people who are going, with the views that we are getting, which are running into several hundreds of thousands. That kind of thing is there in terms of. So these are the ways by which you can volunteer. Moving forward, I can give you a quick roadmap. What we are doing is we are going to seamlessly integrate with the Collaboratech. IEEE volunteers know about Collaboratech. It's like a social media platform where you communicate, you share files, a workspace, so as to speak. We are trying to integrate very closely with Collaboratech. Already we have an integration with Explore, but then Explore is like, peer-reviewed papers. Many of these peer-reviewed papers we are seeing how we can map to the videos and stuff like that. vTools is another thing which we are exploring. I have not been able to do this, but next month end we are having a board meeting in Baltimore, where we will work how to integrate with this thing. And as I mentioned, IEEE TV, make it the first choice, because it's better, it's focused, you get the audience that you need. You may not get money, but you definitely get the audience. It opens vistas for networking, collaboration, and such. We are also looking at how we can incentivize member uploads and viewership. Maybe in the long run, how do we get some kind of monetization like the YouTube model? But that is not in the near future. The immediate future, it will take time. And of course, advertisement. So this is what we are doing for IEEE TV. This is the overview of this thing. But unfortunately, I want to tell you that somehow many people don't know about this really exciting avenue from IEEE, which gives you a lot of visibility, in especially in the technical community. So as to,
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, I am done.
Yes.
I am done.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah, we started for 7 8 minutes late, so I kept my time.
Yes,
Actually, I'm
sir.
done. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Questions are at the end. Am I right, Sony? Sai?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, okay, I'll just. What time is the? Should I join for questions?
Like we'll have it now only, sir, and
Okay.
then we'll have second
Yeah,
session.
I'm open for questions. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Navneet Krishnan sir.
Hello,
Hello.
sir. Good evening.
Good evening,
Hello
sir.
all. Hope you are doing well. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
much for your insightful session about the IEEE TV, which is per se highly unexplored area by at least IEEE India Council, people who are in India IEEE members. So it's a good initiative, and a couple of times we also tried, collaborating with IEEE TV for Assist 12. My question is, Professor, is there a review mechanism in IEEE TV? When someone uploads a content, will you review it, or how the process goes?
Sir, when we are uploading a video on IEEE TV, we have it's a long form. You have to give the metadata, who is the author, who are the co-authors, what are their contact numbers, who are the IEEE. So that takes care of a lot of the authentication, because we look at their membership, their contact details, their affiliation, which section they are from, which OU they are from. So all those things are part of the form. It's a long form. It takes time to fill it, at least 7 to 10 minutes to fill it. At the same time, it looks for metadata on what it is. You have to give the metadata, the keywords. Now, we we do not do a very, what should I say, a very uh, extensive peer review. All the videos we do kind of a due diligence check for the entire video, because see, ultimately, already the organizer. So if you are talking about Brooklyn 6G summit, who is going to be talking in the Brooklyn 6G summit is the people who are working in Samsung in 6G or Motorola in 6G. So they are in the bleeding edge of technology. So we don't we look at the entire videos and see for its content and all. We don't do a kind of a peer review and all. We look for the due diligence, and then we think. More or less, I would say that maybe the rejection is probably 1 or 2%. Some videos where there are some kind of probably some untoward incidents or some unparliamentary words, we send it back and ask them to cut that part and send it back. Those kind of things we have done, by mistake. Some people will sometimes make mistakes and stuff like that. So that is our credo in terms of the content. Now what we are working is, when you do IEEE Explore, you get some papers, right? Now what we are working is some sort of what is that, web crawler, I don't know, agent. I would say it's an agent or a crawler, wherein you search, you will get the IEEE Explore, the papers that are in this area, and associated content and videos. This is what we are working at, but it may not happen in the next 3 to 4 months. We hope to finish this off. Collaboratech already is showing our results. You can put the video, share the video, and put the link in Collaboratech. That kind of thing is already on, but we are working towards more integration. I'm sure, sir, as the chair of the IEEE Education Society in the Madras section, looking forward to your this thing, and we can even see how we can partner in terms of, maybe production is a problem, but we can definitely, moving forward, when we have the crew in Bangalore, we can see how to take those things, but it may take time. But we can host all your major events, including the Assist. We can do the complete hosting. There's no issue. Even if the files are bigger, just contact me. I will get it done.
Definitely, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, Dr. Prashant, sir. Very good evening. This is
Hello, Sai. Hello, Sai.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for kindly accepting my invitation. Sir, my question is, like this program, is one exclusive only for a selected people of 20 to 25 people, sir. Like we have gone with an what you call an evaluation process, and we have been selected somewhere 25 people.
Yeah.
Whom will be what you call whom we will be what you call recognizing from the IEEE Education Society YP.
Yeah.
So basically, through this program, we have been somewhere around doing somewhere around 17 to 18 programs, focusing on leadership, technical knowledge, as well as on the different IEEE platforms and different what do you call career opportunities. So
Right.
basically, all the 17 to 18 sessions are completely recorded, and we have a complete what you call a repository. So what you call actually we are uploading them on our what you call YP EduSoc page.
Yeah.
So now what we wanted to do is even we wanted to share this complete repository to the IEEE.tv. So how can we move forward in this direction? So that's my question, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What I will do is see, rather than I don't want you to I want to give you a very focused solution. So what I will do is I will set a meeting with the IEEE TV office. Not now, as I mentioned, everybody is busy in the sections congress. I will you send me what you can do as a homework is that you send me the list of all the events or the links of all the events. And I'll send it to the people, the committee members, advisory committee members, as also the IEEE TV staff, and then we will get back to you. Probably we will have a one-to-one session so that you don't have to break your head. Make it simple for you to upload. I'll figure out some method for that. But give me a little time. As I mentioned, all of them are in Ottawa. After they come back from Ottawa, I think they'll take a week vacation or something. So contact me. You send me all this now itself. And probably by the end of the month, I will give you an answer.
Sure, sir. Definitely. And sir, one more thing, sir. Actually, we are also planning for a offline, like an hybrid kind of and summit kind of thing, like a YP leadership summit. So even further, also, would it be possible to go live on the IEEE.tv for an hybrid kind of event?
So the problem with the live in the sense that the problem is when you're doing a production, right? You need
Yes,
the video camera, you need the phone. They have to come from, they won't be able to come from US.
Yes,
So live streaming is a little difficult. That is a fact. Unless we have a crew in the IEEE office in Bangalore, we cannot do that as of now. But what we can do is you can as the chair, I can give you the option that you can even market that that your summit is going to be exclusively available on IEEE TV. That kind of thing I can get you, provided you don't do it in you don't put it in YouTube. And
yes,
you can use that as part of your pitch or your promotion pitch about that part, like partnership with IEEE TV. All that I can get it approved, but you need to send me a formal mail and requirement, and I have to discuss with the committee. That's
sure,
the
sir.
only thing. We can do that.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. I'll just get back to you on this, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
In fact, wanted to share with you, we had a what is that IEEE history? What is that milestone? I'm sure you've heard about this
Yes, sir.
IEEE milestone. 2 years back, we were exploring if the people could come from the US. See, IEEE milestone is a big deal. I think in India there is only one milestone. From that Pune, what is that? Some radar thing is there. That radio.
Yes, sir.
Signals,
The industry from the Pune. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is the only IEEE milestone in India. As a whole, we are looking. There have been a lot of. There is one more that Jagadish Chandra Bose in Calcutta has done the first some radio millimeter wave radio experiment or something like that. I think there are two in India. But in Japan, there are 30, 40 milestones. So we are looking for those things. And I was even suggesting that the whole IEEE TV crew should come to India to do that, because it's a historic event, Getting an IEEE milestone is a historic event. There are only two in India, right? So those kind of things we may be able to convince them to come down from US and so on. Yeah, sir is telling correct. Yes, sir. GD Naidu in Coimbatore, that there is a museum of something. The people are working on that, but it takes time. It's a long process. Those kind of major events we are seeing if the IEEE TV crew can fly down from the US. So this partnership is great. We just send me drop in an email now itself. Do it as early as possible so that I can put it in the next meeting. The next meeting is planned I think by 20, between 21st to 24th. So before that, please send me all the details and I'll approve your partnership, and all the videos we will host also.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Past and future videos.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
And thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir. I have put my email ID in the chat box. So if anybody is wanting to, contribute, and just drop my email. For official reasons, I am my university. I am required only to whatever I do, even in the professional society, I am mandated to use my official university ID. So I don't. I have an IEEE ID, but I use the university ID. That is the mandate from the administration for me. So I am put that ID. Prashant at amrita.edu, PRASHANT at AMRITA.edu.
Yes, sir. Tony, yeah, you can please move it.
Thank you, sir, for cultivating and enlightening our audience through your IEEE.tv. And thank you so much, sir, for answering our attendees' queries. And thank you, sir, for giving us insightful talk on how we can contribute in IEEE TV and hosting videos from organizational units of IEEE. And thank you for explaining about career guidance and the roadmap of 2023. Integration of IEEE TV with Collaboratech, vTools, and Explore. On this note, I would like to present token of appreciation. Sir, is my screen visible?
No.
No, Sony, no, it's not visible. You can reshare it once again.
Okay. Okay, is it visible now?
No, something is coming.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do it full screen. Yes.
Okay, so on this note, I would like to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Prashant sir for sharing your experience and insightful session on IEEE.tv and its opportunities.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please send me this as an email. I'll post it on my LinkedIn and Facebook.
Yes,
I'll
sir,
post
sure.
it on the official channels of IEEE TV. Thank you.
Yes, sir, we'll do it, sir. Thank you, sir, once again for giving us your time.
Thank you very
Sir,
much.
one of the participants is asking like your complete deck, sir, presentation deck. Maybe I'll reach you on the email, sir.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. No issues. I can send it to
Sure,
you.
sir. Sure, sir.
No
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Hello, Doctor. Over to you. Sorry, I think the questions took another 4-5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now welcome you to the second talk by Dr. Megha ma'am for an enlightening talk on securing immersive experiences, communication in extended reality worlds. I feel privileged to read the profile of Dr. Megha ma'am. She is a research associate in the Horizon EU funded SERMAS project in the Department of Informatics at King's College London, UK. She received her PhD in computer science and telecommunications from the University of Toulouse, 3, Paul Sabatier, France, with a thesis about the interplay between safety, security, and system architecture. Before this, she received her Master of Technology degree specializing in cybersecurity from the National Institute of Technology, Kurukshetra, India, where she conducted her master's research on a DRDO funded project on smart card security. Currently, Megha Ma'am is serving as the member at large in the IEEE ComSoc's Women in Communications Engineering Committee. We are delighted to have you today, ma'am. Thank you, and I hand over the session to you, ma'am. Please lead the session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Sony. So I will be sharing my screen. Yeah. I hope it's visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you very much, first of all, Sai Prashant, for giving me this opportunity to be here today. And a very good evening to all of you. Thank you for your presence. Well, Sony has already introduced about me, and I will not cause any more delays regarding my profile. So today I'll be speaking to you about securing exchanges in the extended reality realm. And of course, if you have any questions, please make a note of them. It is going to be a technical talk. I'm not sure about all of your profiles, but I hope it will be interesting to you. And if you have any questions, I will address at the end of the talk. So before jumping into the technicalities and jargon of this topic, let's have a look at some of the real world cases from the past. So this cardboard made headset is part of the open source cardboard software development kit, which allows you to build immersive cross-platform virtual reality experiences for Android and iOS with essential VR features such as motion tracking, rendering, and user interaction. You can build entirely new virtual reality experiences or enhance existing applications that support virtual reality. Apparently, there was a vulnerability reported in this kit pertaining to the VR experience generation. This vulnerability basically sends users personal and sensitive information like details of the manufacturer, details of the model of the device that you are using, the hardware and software, etc., as unencrypted plain text to a third-party website, which is used for collecting Unity 3D statistics. So Unity 3D is basically a company which is dealing with 3D modeling of virtual reality environments. It's like it is responsible for creating gaming engines also. If some of your engineers who are working in the field of computer science or electrical or electronics engineering. So next, what you can see is a standalone virtual reality headset, which was developed by Oculus. And Oculus is a subsidiary of Facebook, which now goes with Meta. Oculus warned its users to sit in a safe place before using the headset for an immersive experience. Otherwise, they might get hurt by hitting stuff placed in their surroundings. And apparently, this headset has been discontinued by Facebook with the aim of developing better and more powerful headsets with improved experiences. And lastly, if you can recognize this, it's a picture which is depicting the metaverse. And metaverse is nothing but a virtual universe existing in parallel to our physical world, where people can interact with each other and digital entities in immersive and interconnected environments. So I'm not sure about if you're aware of one of the weddings that was organized in the Tamil Nadu state on the metaverse. So it's quite interesting to know, and you can catch up on news about that. And of course, a survey was conducted which shared the social experience of over 600 virtual reality users. And the survey found that a significant percentage of people reported racist comments and they experienced violent threats and sexual harassment. So all these incidents and statistics reflect security, including safety and ethical concerns as paramount considerations in extended reality environments to ensure a safe and secure XR experience for protecting users, their information, and their interactions, of course. So let's now go into some of the technicalities of extended reality realm. Extended reality is nothing but an idea which encompasses immersive technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. And these technologies combine elements of the real world and virtual world to create a new reality. And hence the name is extended reality. So in this picture, you can see a representation of the virtuality continuum, which was adapted from the Milgram's contribution in the scientific literature. And in the context of virtual reality, immersion is basically a condition in which a user loses awareness of the fact that they're actually in an artificial world. So let's see one by one what these technologies, including VR, MR, and AR, they mean. So what reality means to you, first of all, it is something that you see in your surroundings that you can perceive through your senses. So we have got eyes to see, we have got ears to hear, we have the sense of touch, taste, and smell. So all these senses, they help us to perceive our environment. But virtual reality, on the other hand, it's something which involves supplying virtual things to the senses so that they seem like real to us. So, in other words, it's like a fully enclosed synthetic experience where the user can interact through specialized controllers and hand tracking technology. So So according to me, it's like a dream world. Whatever you see while sleeping, which is actually not existing, it's similar to that. And if we move ahead to augmented reality, it's quite the opposite, in which the real world is basically enhanced by augmenting digital information and virtual objects. So this is mainly experienced through smartphones, tablets, smart glasses, and headsets. So in the picture on the right, if you can see that a person is holding a phone, and he or she is basically capturing the surroundings, but there are two objects. One is basically a text calling Pikachu, and there is a picture of Pikachu, the cartoon itself. So these two objects are actually not existing in that environment, but they are being embedded to what the user is seeing in his phone. And coming to mixed reality, it is nothing but a combination of virtual reality and augmented reality, where digital objects and information are integrated into the real world environment and they interact with it in real time. So here, the object has an awareness of the physical world environment. And what I mean by awareness, I will explain in the next slide. So let's take a look on this example. Here, like you can see a small child. He's wearing a head-mounted display. It's like a headset, and he is trying to visualize a table and a ball. So this is like a virtual environment for him, whatever he is seeing here. And he's basically feeling like he's part of that environment. He's playing with the ball. But in augmented reality, on the other hand, it's the opposite. The primary word is the physical environment, of course, and then we can synthesize a virtual object which will become a part of that environment. But here, the object, as you can see, which is the ball, it is not able to determine the placement of the table. So you can see the ball is basically going down, it is passing through the table, which exactly is not possible in real life. So in mixed reality, what happens is the ball will be actually aware that there is a table in the physical world and this ball will not pass through it. So I can say here that the ball is aware of the table, but it's a non-living thing, right? Awareness is basically a capability of humans, but not non-living objects. So this ball, what exactly happens is will be interacting with a virtual copy of the table. So in mixed reality, there will be an exact mapping of the physical table, which is not visible to the users wearing the headsets, but the ball will be aware of the presence of the table in that sense. And that's why it will not pass down. It will basically bounce back from the table. So coming to the applications of XR after these technicalities, well, it has a wide range of applications surmounting industries like training, design, that are involved in enhancing experience of the users. And for instance, you can see here in the picture that you can translate words to your preferred language using the camera app from Google. So I think most of you must have tried if you have traveled abroad, or even in India, if you're visiting to a different state, having a different language, then you can use Google Translate, and with live camera feature, you can actually translate the words of those languages. And likewise, we have this picture on the right side where it's an application related to the healthcare industry. So this is basically a Face Your Fear Phobia app, which provides audio instructions from the therapist to think in a more positive way. So it helps you to identify your specific phobia, its symptoms, and how to deal with it. So let's say if you're scared of spiders or lizards, then you can use this app in order to, train your mind to not to be afraid anymore. You can actually synthesize an environment where there will be spiders, and then you can try to get rid of this fear. And coming to the next application, which is from Airbus A320, and I will be playing it.
Airbus is introducing a mixed reality concept for A320 family cabin customization and design. For decades now, Airbus has embraced digital developments that combine the latest technologies with our pioneering spirit of innovation. Now we're opening a new era where mixed reality will help shape the future of cabin definition. We're introducing the Airbus Immersive Remote Collaboration concept to transform the way we work with our customers. right from the earliest stages of cabin definition. Wherever they are, our customers can tailor their cabin to their own detailed requirements. This three-dimensional environment benefits from a new, immersive experience. It's easier, more efficient, and exciting. Mixed reality brings the cabin to life. Thanks to holograms, users can simulate the handling of physical objects. They can test various configurations and colors, check accessibility, and even open doors. The Airbus Immersive Remote Collaboration concept is debuting on the A320 family, opening the door to a promising future for mixed reality applications within Airbus and beyond.
Yeah, so I hope the video was visible to all of you. So in this, you could see that Airbus A320 is basically using the extended reality technology to train their cabin crews. For instance, they can simulate the environment, which will be similar to the actual environment when passengers are traveling, to train them with whatsoever possibilities are there regarding the operationing or regarding any critical scenarios related to safety of the passengers and so on. And moving ahead, it's like another application. So if some of you are faculty members who are attending this session, they can extend their classrooms with mixed reality in a very easier manner. So there are simple tools where students can immerse themselves in learning and dive deeper into each subject. And mixed reality basically will break through emotional barriers so that students can experience life from new perspectives. And with this immersive technology, you will create a setting for learners to collaborate and give them access to once out of reach experiences. And likewise, the XR technologies are transforming industries by allowing architects to create improved design, visualization, and to create highly immersive and interactive visual representations of building designs. And this will in turn allow clients and stakeholders to experience the design as if it were real. So despite these encouraging applications, extended reality also introduces some cybersecurity concerns of its own type. And this is mainly due to the immersive nature and integration with various devices and networks. So we will have a look on those concerns one by one. So regarding the first concern, which is indeed hacking and unauthorized access, which is common to all sort of networks nowadays. First is like eavesdropping, where researchers show that hackers are able to monitor people day in and day out activities. They listen to what they are saying, and they can see how they are interacting in virtual reality. Well, the thing is, like, when you are using the technology, you cannot see the hackers, but the hackers can see you and they can hear you. And it's like an invisible peeping Tom where a different layer of privacy is being invaded. And another kind of attack is man in the room attack, where attacker can join any collaborative meetings like the ones we are having right now if we are making use of extended reality technology without the permission taken from the users, and they can indeed modify the environment. And next is like man in the middle attack, in which the attacker can intercept or monitor communications between the XR browser, XR provider, and third-party servers. Followed by tracker attack, in which they can actually turn on your front-facing cameras and they can stream the video feedback to the desired location. Like they can basically capture your videos and they can transfer it to their own personalized servers to manipulate the information, to tamper with the information. And of course, there is another thing in which the profiles of the users are being created in the extended reality environment. So all your biometric details are being stored at the servers, and then attackers can actually tamper with that information, and in turn they can cause denial of service or unauthorized access to the user's records. So there have been incidents in the past, and yeah, people are actually working on improving these technologies to address these concerns. Another interesting area is malware and ransomware related threats. So malware, if you all are aware, they are basically malicious software. The term stands for malicious software, and they are designed to infiltrate the systems to steal data and to disrupt operations or to gain unauthorized access. So in an extended reality environment, a malware can be particularly aggressive nature. So XR hackers, they can undermine the security by redirecting users to the malicious websites or malicious servers with illegal content. And they can actually make you see what you don't want to, what you don't intend to. And this is done by luring the users to click on advertisements or links in the virtual reality environment. So this is nothing uncommon. It's even in our day-to-day life when we are scrolling through the web. We have to be a bit careful before clicking any link. We have to be sure that it's an authorized link and it will not lead to any redirections which are not intended to. So next category is ransomware threats, in which the data breach, it's like a data breach attack in which the attacker will record the behavior and interactions of the XR users during the immersive sessions. And they can later threaten the user to release these recordings publicly unless the user pays a ransom. And especially dangerous area that hackers can target is the healthcare industry, where when they gain the access to the XR healthcare devices, they can target the patients and clinical staff and coerce them for money before giving the control back. So, for instance, if doctors are, conducting surgeries and in between, the attacker jumps in and will try to block the access to the extended reality technology, and then they can ask the people who are responsible for the surgery to pay back in order to let them or to allow using those extended reality toolkits for proceeding with the surgeries. And of course, this is in turn related to another kind of attack, which is known as denial of service attack. Uh, and it is nothing basically but disrupting the availability or functionality of the extended reality systems, data, applications, or services. And the idea is to basically overwhelm the targeted system resources, causing it to become slow, unresponsive, or completely unavailable to the users. And this can have serious implications in critical situations, as I mentioned during the surgical procedures. And another interesting area, which is like deepfakes and misinformation, in which a hacker can basically get access to the monitored body movements of the users from the XR headsets. So when you're using the headsets or you're using any other sort of extended reality device, they can actually track your body movements and they can generate deepfakes or digital replicas of you. And basically, these deep fakes can convince other parties or the random public in order to, affect the reputation of the user to which they actually belong to. And they can allow for social engineering attacks, as well as they can cause political instability. So there was an incident in which there was a replica generated for the ex-president Barack Obama in US, and it was being used to spread misinformation in the society during the voting period to basically defame his reputation. So moving ahead, we also have some concerns related to the privacy and personal information of the users. So for instance, there is a notion of consent and data ownership. So users, they should provide informed consent before their data is collected and used within the XR applications, because there will be sensors used to collect the biometric information of the users, which will be forwarded to the XR application. So this information should be made available to the application based on the consent of the users. And this consent should be granular in nature, so that users can provide specific permissions based on the type of data collection and the purpose of the data being used. So for instance, a user can give a consent to movement tracking, but not to biometric monitoring. And also regarding the control, users should have control over their data. And this includes the ability to review, modify, or delete their data, as well as to opt out from any data collection practices. And they should also have the right to withdraw their consent at any time. So if the data is being collected, initially they gave the consent, but in later stages, they can also revoke that grant. So this principle basically aligns with the idea that consent should be ongoing and reversible. Also, the XR users should be considered the owners of their own data. So this means that they have the right to determine how their data is being used, shared, or retained. And they should also have the ability to easily transfer their data from one application to another, allowing them to maintain control and continuity of the personal information. So like there is another concern which I would like to detail here, which is data collection and storage, in which, like, as I mentioned before, a wide range of data is being collected by the XR devices, which is being sent to the XR application. And this data can be stored in remote cloud servers, for instance. So this here in this scenario, we have to make sure that the applications that is collecting the data, it should collect in a very minimized way. Like only important data should be collected, and excessive and unnecessary data should be avoided in order to not to breach the privacy rights of the users. And also, there is another concern which is known as transparency, in which companies should be transparent about their data practices. Like they should inform the users how they will be collecting data, how they will be using it, how for how long it can be retained, and so on. So there should be clear communication, which would help users to build trust also. And last but not the least, we have like the notion of sharing and third parties, in which if the data is shared with the third party service, for instance, analytics and advertising, the user should be informed about this, and they have the option to opt out, as I mentioned before. And there should be clear agreements and contracts that should be put into place to ensure that third parties also adhere to data privacy standards. So in November 2021, Facebook announced that they will delete all the face recognition data they have extracted from the images of 1 billion people who are currently using the applications. And people usually, they are not aware about that. Like we all make use of Facebook in our day-to-day life. Whatever pictures we are posting is being used somehow by the analytic companies to conduct analysis to determine what are your likings, and they will show advertisements based on your profiles. So moving ahead is about user tracking and profiling, uh, which basically involves the collection, analysis, and utilization of users' data to understand the behavior and preferences and interactions within the extended reality environment. So while these practices can enhance user experience and, of course, can offer personalized content, they can also raise important privacy and ethical concerns. So in this case, the developers of the technology should consider implementing techniques to anonymize or de-identify user data whenever possible. So this will help protecting the privacy of the users by preventing the direct association of the collected data with individual users. And of course, XR applications might create user profiles based on behavioral data, which could include preferences, interactions, and patterns, as I mentioned before. So transparency about the creation and use of such profiles is essential. And one should avoid creating biased or discriminatory profiles that could lead to unequal treatment of the users, which is quite common in social media applications these days. So moving ahead, we can also find some safety related concerns in extended reality technology, which are needed to be addressed to ensure a positive user experience and prevent potential risks. So if you go through the scientific literature, the safety related concerns have been categorized into psychological safety and physical safety. So let's quickly dive into the psychological safety aspects. So this can include simulated stress and anxiety. For instance, when users are making use of extended reality devices that involve high pressure situations or simulate anxiety inducing scenarios, for instance, horror games or dangerous situations, they can actually trigger real feelings of stress and anxiety in the users. And in such situations, overwhelming the senses with visual, auditory, and sometimes tactile stimuli is also being observed, when experiments were conducted among a set of users who were basically given these devices for testing reasons. And also it can also lead to social isolation, where when the users are basically spending a lot of time in virtual environments, they may actually feel like they are being segregated from the physical world. So they are basically feeling a feeling of disconnection from the physical surroundings. And also, some users may feel detached from their physical bodies or develop skewed senses on self while immersed in virtual environments. So, this will lead to issues related to identity and self perception. And this is not just common in extended reality realm, but also when we are making use of any technical device. If we are using too much of smartphones, or we are, spending a lot of time in front of our laptop screens, then it can lead to all these consequences. And moving ahead, we have physical safety concerns. So when users are actually using the devices, they sometimes get unawareness of the physical surroundings. So as I mentioned, like in Oculus headsets, there was a possibility of potential collision with the obstacles in the surrounding we have. So we are not aware that the object is actually lying, and then we end up colliding with the object. And also it can lead to physical strains and fatigue, because if you're spending too much time in using extended reality devices in certain postures, then it can lead to headaches or neck strains, etc. And also it can lead to seizures and epileptic reactions, where sometimes there are flashlights. For instance, in one of the cases, which is indeed a very old scenario, in which in Japan, approximately 600 people, they were kids basically, and they faced seizures because they were being displayed with Pokemon cartoon, and suddenly there was a flashlight. Whenever you see in cartoons, the characters are fighting, so they will be immersing a very strong flash wave. So they all of them they experience seizure because of that. And also emulation of risky activities will also lead to false sense of confidence. Like people will feel, okay, we are so confident, we are so encouraged, but they're not actually aware of the unsafe behavior in the real world. So when they actually step into the real world with the same level of confidence, they may end up risking their lives. So apart from the safety concerns, we may have legal and ethical implications also, due to the immersive and transformative nature of the extended reality environment. So there are various aspects of intellectual property rights that can come into play in the context of extended reality. For instance, we have legal concerns which involve protecting copyright, trademarks, and patents for XR contents, technologies, and innovations. And it is indeed essential to prevent unauthorized use and ensure proper attribution of the content. And also, we have ethical concerns in which recognizing and respecting the intellectual property rights of the creators and developers, it will foster a culture of innovation and fairness. So XR content creators and developers, they can hold the copyright over their creations, and this will include 3D models, characters, animations, and so on. And also there are brands that can utilize XR to create unique and immersive branding experience. So they can protect their trademarks, and this will include like logos and names and symbols in order to maintain the brand identity. And then we have like innovations related to the hardware, software algorithms, and techniques that can be patented to in order to protect the unique inventions and processes. And finally, we may have trade secrets also, that are proprietary algorithms, for instance, or technologies that can be safeguarded from unauthorized access or disclosure. So, moving ahead, we have seen, safety, security, privacy-related concerns in the extended reality environment. So, we have also issues related to cyberbullying and harassment. So, in the virtual worlds, like users can create avatars and digital personas. So, I think some of you might have experienced in gaming situations where people can actually create or simulate their own characters. And in such situations, like harassment can involve unwanted interactions, verbal abuse, and inappropriate behaviors, which will be directed to these characters, these avatars or users. And in XR experiences that include voice or text chat capabilities, they can also be used for cyberbullying, including spreading rumors, hate speech, or offensive language. And XR platforms with social features, they can also be used for publicly shaming people and for humiliating, for embarrassing others, or causing emotional harm. And last but not the least, there can be image manipulation, revenge also, where people can actually simulate avatars to engage in cyberbullying, revenge, or humiliation. So after having a look on all these concerns, what's the future of this technology? How we can address that? Because the idea is to gaze into the horizon of security related possibilities that lie ahead as extended reality continues to reshape industries and human experiences. So let's have a look on the possibilities. So the first aim should be to emphasize the vital role of security in extended reality. And this will be related to safeguarding user privacy and data protection, in which like we can simulate an environment where users can actually move or interact, or their emotions can be captured in a way that they will be following the data protection measures. So the idea is to build trust and user confidence, because XR is nothing but a social technical idea in which the technology and society or humans are interacting with each other. So when the users will have the confidence that their interactions are shielded from malicious intent, they can be more engaging in the extended reality without hesitation. So this will be like related to forming trust, and it will create a bedrock upon which the industries who are developing extended reality technology, they can thrive and innovate. And the idea should be to prevent cyber threats and attacks that can be related to hacking of the XR hardware or software, or unauthorized access to data, which can be used to lead to unauthorized accesses and so on. And last but not the least, counteracting virtual asset theft and fraud, where XR will introduce novel landscapes, and it's creating a real world value to the user. So protecting these assets from the threat of unauthorized manipulation is also vital. And for that, there can be improvement in the robust security protocols in order to ensure that the data or the information that is being collected should fulfill the norms of integrity. And if you guys are aware, recently, like Apple Vision Pro has been it's been coming into the news, which is basically an MR mixed reality headset developed by Apple, and they claim that they have introduced enhanced security and privacy related features. So of course, that would be an interesting area of research for the scientific community. And yeah, this device will be coming to the market in the early 2024. So if you guys get a chance to buy this from the market, if it's not very expensive, then go ahead, try having an experience of using it. And yeah, as part of scientific community, I would love to explore the security related stuff for this device. And the idea is basically to ensure responsible and secure XR adoption in the end. So for that, important points that should be pondered are responsible content creation, in which people who are actually collecting information from the users, and they are creating content based on that, they should adhere to the ethical guidelines and standards. So for that, there should be mechanisms implemented to report or remove any inappropriate or harmful content. So also, since in the extended reality realm, there are devices that are interacting with each other through networks. For instance, we may have smartphones, we may have laptops, we may have extended reality headsets, and so on. So they are having different configurations. Each device will be having a different kind of operating system or any software plugins and so on. So for that, there should be a homogeneity in terms of security features, so that can be implemented on all these diverse devices. and they can interact with each other in a uniform way, such that the policies will be secured, there will be device management, there will be access control features, and so on. And last but not the least, there should be a continuous improvement in terms of the security features of these devices, because extended reality is still an evolving technology. So the users, the developers, in the end, they should be informed about the trends, about the best practices and emerging risk in this context. And last but not the least, there is an importance of collaboration and vigilance, in which people, the community who's actually involved in the development of extended reality and who are using these technology, they are collaborating together to share a diverse perspective. They can share their experiences, so they can, work upon creating holistic solutions that will be applicable throughout. And for that, like, one can anticipate emerging threats. For instance, there are zero knowledge proof techniques for unknown attacks, for which there are no patches so far, because it's still an emerging technology. So one can work on this dimension, and one can also work on developing proactive security measures. So vigilance basically prompts ongoing assessment and vulnerability testing, for instance. So the idea is to develop a robust security measures to safeguard users' data and experiences. And of course, societal norms and expectations are continuously evolving. So vigilance should stay attuned to these shifts by adapting the policies and practices accordingly to maintain the user's trust. And last but not the least, as XR technologies are becoming more immersive, they raise ethical dilemmas. So vigilance prompts critical examination of these dilemmas, helping to navigate the intersection of technology and ethics. So from the developer point of view, there are some other points that I would like to quickly share with you. Uh, there should be a promotion towards secure development and coding, which will involve adoption of techniques like threat modeling or secure architecture design, and also to validate the inputs that are received from the users, because often users will be providing feedback after using these XR devices. So those inputs should be considered carefully in order to improve the technology behind, and to ensure safe and secure immersive experience. And for that, developers can also make use of code reviews, in which there can be thorough reviews to identify security vulnerabilities and best practices violations. And in the end, the idea is also to educate users, to make them aware about the potential risks of using these devices. So as I mentioned, like, there are psychological and physical safety issues. So users should be aware of those concerns. And also, regarding the data collection practices, there should be compliance with the data protection regulations. So for instance, I don't know if you're aware about the GDPR, which is General Data Protection Regulation. It has been passed in Europe, and it is being followed by all the industries that are making use of, or that are collecting the user specific data for their technological improvements. So each industry has to follow this GDPR regulation in order to ensure that the user data will be collected for the right purpose, and it will be kept securely. And also, like, in United States, there is a regulation which goes by California Consumer Privacy Act, uh, which will be basically defining guidelines to collect, process, and share the personal data of the user. So all these regulations should be kept into mind before developing this technology. And of course, to ensure safe XR hardware and software equipment is also a need of today. So the idea is to improve the quality of service for the users, to ensure that they are having, comfortable experience while using the technology. And it should also be like making the devices fit and adjustable for the users based on their profile. If there are people who are aging, or people who are comprising the kids, they should customize these devices based on the profile of the users in the end. And lastly, here is like a summary of what you can find in order to improve your understanding of the technology, because because of lack of time, I could not share or go into very much technicalities. So if some of you are interested, you can explore some courses online. For instance, on Coursera, there is a course on extended reality for everybody. It's a specialization by University of Michigan. And there are, of course, financial aids available for these courses that you can apply for. And also in NEPTEL, which is in India again, you can find a really good course by a professor in IIT Madras on virtual reality engineering. And people who are interested in developing stuff, they can also explore some software development kits. For instance, by Amazon, there is a kit called Submarine. Then Unity software is there. Then on GitHub, you can find Wall software. And finally, the virtual reality toolkit. So all in all, like the idea is to give you an awareness of some of the jargons in this realm. And of course, if you have any questions, you can ask now, or you can feel free to reach me out if you are interested in knowing what exactly I'm doing as part of the CERMAS project, because this project is basically dealing with the development of socially acceptable extended reality systems and models. So I'm currently working from the mathematical side of it for analysis of security. So feel free to reach me out through LinkedIn or by my personal email ID for any questions. Yeah. Thank you very much for your patience, and I would, you can proceed ahead. Yeah.
Participants, any questions from your side? We can give it through chat. Abhinav will be sharing it through WhatsApp group. Yes, so moving forward, thank you, ma'am, for cultivating and enlightening audience with your technical talk. Ma'am, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for cultivating and enlightening our audience with your technical talk. I take the privilege to propose vote of thanks on behalf of IEEE Education Society YP Committee and IEEE Professional Communication Society YP Committee, and I thank Dr. Megha, ma'am, for delivering a talk on securing immersive experiences, communication in extended reality worlds. I would like to take a moment to express our gratitude to Dr. Megha, ma'am, and she well explained about Google Cardboard SDK, Oculus Go headset, Metaverse. She also defined extended reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. She also explained about the applications of XR, Airbus A320, malware and ransomware threats, deepfakes and misinformation. Ma'am has well explained about data privacy and personal information of users, data collection and storage, safety concerns, legal and ethical implications. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, is my screen visible, ma'am?
Not yet. Yeah, now it's fine.
On this
Thank you
note,
very
I
much.
would like, ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on this note, I would like to present a token of appreciation to Dr. Megha, ma'am, for sharing her experience and insightful session on securing immersive experiences. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us your time. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation. Sincere gratitude to IEEE Education Society and IEEE Professional Communication Society team for making this event a successful one. As we wrap up the event, I would like you to invite to stay a little longer for a special moment. Let's go for a photo session. For that, I request everyone to turn on the cameras. Participants, can you please turn on your cameras? Let's go by count. 3, 2, 1. IEEE. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Last but not least, I would like to appreciate all the volunteers for contributing to make this event possible. Thank you once again for your time and support. We hope you enjoyed the event and gained valuable knowledge and insights from our speakers. Thank you all for being a part of this event. We hope that you have had a productive experience and we look forward to seeing you at our future events. Your presence and engagement made it a great success. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Sony. Thanks all for your presence. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Stay safe and healthy. Bye.